welcome to our lovely late IHP show with your 5D Mystic. As our Lionsgate portal closes, we have some amazing messages and we get a full moon on the 19th. So, 5D, it's Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness, and that is a securely attached, integrated human being brain with restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, regulating. I'm attachment trauma informed, and I can tell you all about having a healthy, child-centric environment and being a person who has a master's degree and then continued my education as a professional. And this episode is going to be a bit more well-rounded. So first, though, with Sadhguru, they're all well-rounded, but I'm going to hone in on something specific. So Sadhguru, seeking means admitting that you do not know. Once you have cleared your slate, truth can imprint itself upon it. And another one, always along the same lines, if you are really looking for truth, don't assume anything, just seek. Seek, S-E-E-K. So here's what a restorative embodiment, self-aware person in the Enlightenment Soul age group can tell you. We know what that means. I've known it since I was a kid because I have healthy self-worth and I have an integrated brain, and so my perception of myself and reality was not distorted with trust breaks or trauma charges to the extent of where I think of humanity as evil and bunch of stereotypes and all of that, gender, a bunch of it, all of it. I see it everywhere. It's not even funny how many people with implicit, explicit biases. I met it in college. I meet it in the work, everywhere. I know about it so much so. Cusco's, they're all over the place. And so what is, again, truth? If you are really looking for truth, don't assume anything. In my courses with somatics, I have one of them was on working with our biases and stuff like that. So now I have a lot of more fancy words to try and explain and dumb down a concept so that a 5-year-old can understand it. I'm dumb with math. I'm still like I don't even know if I'm a 3-year-old. And this is very simple. I'm going to say decent human being, but not just that. It's an active human being who has trust and faith in humanity because I'm a human. 44. It's called being grounded in reality. It's called being a securely attached person. It's called recognizing that I come from a place and I don't know where you come from, and that the smallest difference is not education, which is one of my teachers. They mentioned that. So one of my teachers mentioned, their therapist, all of these teachers from these recent years, one mentioned, what are you going to do with this wealth of information? Hopefully you'll use it to empower people, which is actively what we do here. I do with the 5D mystic woo, pseudoscience, not bullshit, self-help, not crap. It's true spirituality journey for anyone who does not want a mantle and who understands what Jesus's message and God was, which is why, honestly, I had no issue telling God, hey, people using your name I didn't get taught this in catechism. Never would have made a promise if I got to be told this stuff. They seem to be stuck in time, God, and then I didn't know the word grandiosity, but now I do, and it's 7 and 14 charming who pull the wool over the eyes of the very same people who don't understand how to seek because they do assume. They assume of a mystic, they assume of a polyamory person, they assume of a lot of things, and they actively assume when you are a Jacob personality. That one's funny. So Jacob personality, I got it from a rabbi. It's when you're objective and you can tell somebody stuff even if they don't like it. And then you can take their passive-aggressive attitude, because the shame button is what passive-aggressive becomes. Shame, all of it. So, I'm just used to Cusco's. It's not even funny. Basically, this closing of a Lionsgate portal is to say Maria, as a 16-year-old, knew exactly what Maria knows as a 44-year-old woman, and I've just gotten better at being able to smile and laugh and be like, wow, that was interesting. No, I'm not ashamed of myself. Actively, I can speak a truth that is, let me think, you don't know how to talk to people in their face still? You want to go and become passive-aggressive and make some joke? I'm not 16 anymore, and even as a 16-year-old, I didn't take things personally. You want to call me a whore? Which one? Evil witch, evil bitch? Yoga, demons, anyone with, the thing is, I hear these people on YouTube, they get taken seriously, I'm just saying. And I respect certain people, the ones that I do, it's because they have a brain and they actively can tell when bullshit is being spoken out of the mouth of people, so they listen to them for other reasons. But I'm just thinking about seeking means admitting that you don't know. Yeah. So I don't know anything. I know some things. How many of you get to speak with people with what is humble neutrality because you don't know everything? Where's the attitude? Okay, so some of us, we don't have an attitude because we're actively not adaptive children who are trying to prove anything. So in our body, there's silence. It's called, I'm Maria. I got a tail, Eric. It's a fancy one. So with that being said, these teachers that are awesome. So they shared how you're going to use detachment trauma information, which I always use with the lovely self-help spirituality. But what I have noticed is we have a lot of people who have distorted lenses because they have childhood trauma, and none of them are at therapist seats actively healing completely to clear their slate. No, they actively like to go around and, well, look at people like me and not tell me the truth in my face, for one, or get passive aggressive, for two, which really aggressive. This word aggressive, I mean, if you're in my face with a fist, if you're holding me down, then you're aggressive. Actively. Other than that, you're just using words, and then I'll notice you're sympathetic maybe, and I'll just, not do much because Pacha doesn't lecture Cusco. So again, education is not what does everything, as I see a lot of assholes that are educated. They're even more assholes than the ones who don't have education. Actually, if I actively want to focus my attention, I'd say 714 Charmin, they're not assholes. They wield their words very well, and the lost boys, lost girls follow suit, because the masses are all distorted human beings who didn't get raised by a person, I did, that let them be a child and actively did not shame them. Meaning, you do you. I want to watch you become all of you, because that's what I decided, to allow the essence of you to come forth. But I will teach you about the law, and I will teach you about how to conform to the law so that you may participate. But I will teach you that the law is not always correct, and that it isn't about the law. It is about, what I love about true gentlemen, gentlewomen, basically people who have what is called healthy self-worth. And it's more than just that. In Italian, there's actually this joke. It's two people, they're dead, and they're ghosts. One's a poor man, one's a rich man. The rich man's always complaining that the poor man's in the grave with him. I think this is from a famous Neapolitan comedian, I don't remember, but basically the poor man says something along the lines of, we're both dead, dude, so what the fuck are you doing? So what you will know if you are a healthy self-worth human being, and then you are also a person who follows Jesus, meaning unconsciously loving people, so you know equanimity, no ill will, meaning your restorative embodiment self, meaning your human birthright from sciences. Don't even need to bring in the woo-woo stuff, but if I wanted to, I already have shared. God didn't tell me to go around becoming a person that pointed fingers, and all those ones who do, I think they're stuck in the medieval times, not to mention their people don't even hear shit. Like the Roman Empire, they were losing slowly. They didn't notice it. So that's the part about what egos do. They blind people. The divine feminines of any divine feminine will know, because a feminine knows what a feminine knows. It's not about women. It's about life. Life doesn't auto-destruct. The only people who think so are the same people who don't know what they're talking about. However, let's focus in here before I lose you all. And as I was trying to say is, the other teacher from one of my classes basically tried to share how to work with our biases and all these things. Again, when you see children who come from homes and then they grow up, they still have distortions, like those smart people have taught me. So the reality is, those of us who do have the ability to see, like this poor man told the rich man, basically, dude, you're dead. What are you doing? You don't bring richness to your grave. So people who see that, they're the ones of that lovely Holy Spirit, love, feminine, spirituality, mysticism, not just some word for me. The woo-woo ones, I get it, the scientist people. The good scientist people, they don't actively do anything like that, because again, anyone who's intellectually, emotionally, and smart is going to know what they're going to know. So I never walked one day in your shoes. How dare I even assume anything with an attitude? I'm not in your brain. What I love about knowing of the first 3 years of the life of a person and then other is it does affect you. Until you get home to the complete sense of safety within your own body, you'll not know what it is to seek and to be in the presence of people in the absence of judging or using bias. I know all about it. We'll talk more. We'll have it part 2. But to seek means you don't know everything. Tune in later.